Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, the plan was to do a super neon ombre fall set using holographic fall leaves, but by the end of the video you will totally see that the leaves don't even like show at all, so it just ends up being this uber gorgeous neon ombre set that was just so beautiful that you didn't even notice that it was supposed to be for fall. It looks like a summer set. But the first thing that I'm doing is applying this. When I say neon, this orange is basically like day glow. It's so bright. I believe it's by iGel Beauty, and I'm applying it to the tips of all of these nails. I'm working on my Red Iguana practice hand. Her name is Melanie because she's hella melanated. And at first I went right in and started to do the ombre, but if you work with acrylics and you know that when they're wet they kind of just melt into each other, you can't get like a true ombre just because everything's super wet. So it is best to, well, I think it's best to do one color at a time, move to the other fingers, give it a chance to dry so that the pink isn't blending completely in or just melting into the orange, which is what was happening here. And then I had to go back in the orange because then I lost the orange because the pink basically melted into it. The pink I'm using is from Sugar and Cream. I think it's a color called Girlfriend, and it's really beautiful. I love it so much. And then I was working with, I believe it's a Color Club dip powder, and it wasn't blending as seamlessly as the pink and the orange were. So in this video, you're going to see me working this purple into that ombre, working back and forth with the pink, making, using wetter beads, just doing what you can to make sure that you have a really smooth ombre. Remember to work wet and blend as fast as you can, especially if it's a more difficult acrylic to use. You don't want one side of it to set before you try to blend the other side, because then it'll be like a little patchy or your blend won't be as even. So you'll see I'm going back and forth, like I'm adding more pink and blending that so that the ombre from the purple to the pink looks just a little bit better, but it's going to get covered up with glitter, etc. later. So I'm doing that on the 4 nails. On the middle finger, I will do all orange, and then yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. just look at how beautiful this pink is and how gorgeously it blends into that orange. It is so pretty. It's very subtle. If you're not looking closely, you can't even tell, but these two colors are just gold together. That purple was the one that I had to like work at, but these two blended so well. I was so happy with that. Alright, so I am taking the gold flakes, chameleon flakes by the two guys. I use this all the freaking time. You guys are probably tired of hearing about it. But I just love that they are already shredded foil for you. I just hate having to shred foil. It's so annoying. So I'm just taking the gold number 6 flakes and swirling them around the nail. On the ring finger and on the pointy finger. On this ring finger though, I'm adding wet beads of acrylic because this is where I'm adding the holographic leaves that I also got from the two guys. So I'm using 3 colors. I'm using 2 purple, 2 of the hot pink, and 2 of the orange. And at first I was like, oh, this is going to be really cool. It's a play on fall, you know, like a sunset vibe with some fall leaves. You didn't even see them by the end of the video. It was just, they blended in so perfectly. But yeah, I'm adding super wet beads of clear acrylic and then just sticking those little leaves into the acrylic. And then I'm just using the monomer on the brush, whatever's left over, to adhere the gold foil onto the pointer finger. And again, I'm just swirling it across the nail and around, you know, just to give it something different. And now it's time to clear cap. So I'm clear capping with my favorite Young Nails Core Clear. Yeah, just clear capping. I don't have to give too much shape because this is a practice set. So yeah, just making sure that they're not completely flat, but just not, you know, like wasting the product because it's not going anywhere serious. But clear capping, and then for the nails that do have the leaves, just making sure that when you are encapsulating larger items or pieces that may not lay flat to the nail, working wetter than you think, so that one, you don't get air bubbles, and two, so that the acrylic can kind of flow in and around all of the pieces. You want everything to be encapsulated completely. So that's what I'll be doing on all the fingers. So I've gone ahead and filed off camera, buffed. So I'm just taking a lint-free wipe and some swipe to clean off the dust. And they look really cool. The ombre looks great. The shape has been maintained. And yeah, I was really excited about this set. They're really bright. So this is not for the faint of heart, but they were just really, really gorgeous. These came out really nicely. Alright, so I'm going to be adding bling to just this middle finger because I feel like the ombre kind of spoke for the set. I didn't want to do too much. So I'm adding my bling gel. It's the Two Guys No Wipe Top Coat Bling Gel, but I'm going to top coat it anyway because that's what I do. So I'm just adding a little bit with a brush. I'm going to go over it with some top coat, and then I'm just going to start applying gold gems, charms, and crystal AB rhinestones that I got from all over the place. Amazon and AliExpress and from wherever. You can find these things all over the place. So I'm just adding them. You can see sometimes it might go out of focus, but yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. And you can see the leaves on that ring finger here in the video, but in person and in like daylight, you really can't even see them. It's insane. But yeah, you can watch me place some stones in my on my fancy finger. One thing I will say about doing this method to adhere items to your nails using Bling gel and then a top coat is that because the layers are fairly thicker than using just like a resin glue and using like a dry spray, is that the benefit is that you can rearrange as you go. So like if I decided I didn't want any of this, I could just take like a lint-free wipe with some alcohol and wipe the nail and it'll be totally fine. I could start over. One downside to it though is that gravity is a thing. So because you have layers of this uncured gel, the weight of the stones or the weight of the whatever you're placing on the nail factors in. Like sometimes I'll be working and the stones will slide off to the side or they might slide out of position. So you just need to be cautious of that. If it's a smaller item, then it most likely won't, but sometimes it does happen. So I'm going in now just adding caviar beads. If you see my work, I add caviar beads to everything. I think they just make everything look good. Anywhere is if I can add them, I just think they're fantastic. They really do just make a set look really done. They fill in tiny spaces. They make things look full and fancy. I mess with the caviar beads, y'all, you know. So I'm adding that, lots of gold on this set. On this nail, and then I'm going to cure it for a full 60 seconds. Don't forget to wipe your sidewalls to make sure that you don't you know, mess up your shape a bit. And then I'm going to top coat with a glossy top coat on all of the other fingers, and then this set is pretty much done. So here's the final set outside in daylight. As you can see, you can't even really see those leaves. I was like, damn, I played myself doing all of that work and you can't even really see them. Either way, the set was really gorgeous and bright and just fun. I really, really love these. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, come on, join me, and comment down below. I'll see you in the next one.